Hello everybody. I'm very happy to be a part of this forum and indeed very happy to be an advisor, friend, philosopher and guide to you, my friends, to you, my students. If you see me as a mentor, it makes me feel proud. If you see me as a guide, it makes me feel elated. So together we will walk through a certain topic which is very important and critical in terms of the HR space. Now, before I go forward, let me do a bit of an introduction. My name is Sumit Das, and I have 25 plus years of work experience. The larger part of my work experience has been in the BFSI space. The BFSI domain typically covers banking, finance, insurance and securities. Financial services forms an integral part of the BFSI space, and in that there is pure play banking and there's also the NBFC space, which is the non-banking finance companies. A little bit about my personal background. I hail from Bombay. I'm a Mumbaikar, just like a lot of you all in the class today. But I'm originally a Bengali. I'm domiciled in Mumbai. So I reside in Mumbai with my family. I'll tell you a little bit about my work experience. I was doing my MBA on a full-time basis, and therefore I'm an alumnus of Symbiosis in Pune. Symbiosis Institute of Business Management is a premier institute in the country today. It was at a very formative stage back then when I did my MBA. So, and we had some of the best teachers. I still remember them fondly, and we would look forward to industry experts who would come and give us corporate gyan or would come and give us the inputs and important directives in terms of the Institute Industry Connect, right? So that I did my MBA. Before that I did a BA. I specialized in political science and history from St. Xavier's College in Mumbai. Now I started my career as a campus recruit for Philips India. From manufacturing, I realized I was better in terms of man management, people interface and in terms of perhaps the sales force. I moved from a manufacturing company of Philips India into the services industry. Thereafter, I never looked back. I continued to be in the services industry. So I moved to Oberoi Hotels. It was then known as the East India Hotels Company. That's the holding company. Just like the Taj Group has a holding company called Indian Hotels Company Limited. So I was with Oberoi Hotels for 4.5 years, after which I moved into the banking space. So after Oberoi Hotels, which was a pure play sales function, I moved into American Express Bank. I spent 10 years there doing a variety of roles, doing a whole lot of functions, delivering on a variety of responsibilities. And after that I moved into Deutsche Bank, 3 years in Deutsche Bank, operations, custodial services. These are all mainline bank ops. Following which I moved into Standard Chartered Bank, otherwise known as SCB. In Standard Chartered Bank, I was looking after domestic operations in terms of consumer banking. It's one of the key verticals. We have wholesale banking on the one side and we've got consumer banking on the other side. So I was looking after consumer banking and into a role of key control standards, quality and internal audit. So that role took me to various countries, typically in Northeast Asia and Southeast Asia and the Gulf countries. CB, that is Standard Chartered Bank, had their branches. So that's been a bit of my journey till the pure play banking moved, and it transitioned into the HR space, where I joined an HR consultancy firm called Mafua. And in Mafua, I was looking after the BFSI vertical in terms of a profit and loss lead. And that covered recruitment, that covered attrition, that covered talent management. It was basically a business partner or an HR RM, which is also called an human resource relationship manager. So you're partnering off-role with a client. So my HR innings typically began in that space with Mafua after my SCB operations pure banking space. So my friend, it has taken me a while to move from pure banking, from operations, from consumer banking to wholesale banking, and then to the HR space. So it's been ever since then that I've been in the HR role. I joined Bajaj Finance in Pune, and I joined them as the National Head HR Talent Acquisition. As the name suggests, talent acquisition takes care of recruitment, and hence I believe it would make good business sense to be able to deliver in recruitment excellence, which is our topic of the day. So when we are talking about this module called recruitment excellence, this is very close to my heart. This is something that I have done. This has been my bread and butter, and where I have had many years of appraisal and deliverables to be tested on. So there's been a long journey, and I'll be happy to walk the talk and help you join the dots in this journey of recruitment excellence, which has been my KRAs, which has been my key responsibility areas and my key performance indices. Okay, so now let us talk a little bit about the topic in terms of recruitment excellence. Now, within recruitment excellence, there are recruitment methods. My friends, there are several recruitment methods available, and we will go step by step, stage by stage in terms of what are these recruitment methods. We will go one by one, but before we do a deep dive into the actual recruitment method number 1, recruitment number 2, recruitment method number 3, and so on so forth, there are in total 14 methods of recruitment which get covered under this whole space called recruitment excellence. So under recruitment methods, these 14 methods, we will go step by step on each method and doing sort of a dissect and bisect of each method, and what is the methodology and what is the definition, what does it cover, and try and so superimpose a few examples from real life, some case studies and so on as we go along. Now, my friends, it's important to get a bit of a overview and to get a bit of a background and introduction to the recruitment subject, to the recruitment space as it were. So for that, I'm going to walk you through a couple of slides which gives you an overview, which provides an insight into the different aspects of recruitment, into the different sort of subject matter components that cover recruitment as a vertical, right? What are these different sort of spaces and areas that we need to know? I'm going to just give you an overview, but it's important that you get this overview before we subdivide into the methods, into the different recruitment methods, right? Now, the contents on this recruitment excellence overview of recruitment methods is going to be basically an introduction, then a recruitment in terms of what is the meaning and definition, then the recruitment process as a whole, holistically speaking, what does it cover, what are the steps, and then the selection part. The selection, what is the meaning and definition of selection, and what are the process steps involved in the selection subject, right? Now, as an introduction, I will try and walk you through some copybook definitions and some common sense definitions. So we'll try and marry the two and try and come out with a overall picture in terms of what is the introduction and the explanation of the recruitment process. The company is known by the people and its employees. Just like you've heard an English term, my friends, a man is judged by the company he keeps. In the similar way, the company is judged or company is known by the people and its employees. There is another saying in English, you choose horses for courses. So you choose the best horses or the right horses depending on the course you have. Whether you've got a racetrack or whether you've got a jungle terrain or whether you've got a cross-country terrain, basis that you choose your horses which are trained according to those particular skill sets required. So human resource is the combination of quantitative, hear me well sir, please understand we need to digest this so we get a better overview and a better understanding of what is this subject we're talking about. So once again, human resource is the combination of quantitative and qualitative assessment of human beings in the society that we operate in. It does not mean only the number of people working in the organization. No, it's not just that. Rather, it is the aggregate of employees, employee skills, employees' knowledge, abilities, talents, aptitudes, creativity. These different attributes, these different qualities, my friends, is integral to understand the DNA of a company and its people. The people make the company. If your people are not good, your company will not go as per the trajectory that you want it to. It will not be able to walk the talk of the vision statement that has been laid out for it by the CEO, by the senior leadership team, by your stakeholders. All right. So the success and failure of any organization depends to an extent on how many efficient, experienced and capable employees are procured and recruited. So it's like your infantry. Your infantry is your first phase of defense in terms of a war zone. So you have to hire, maintain and ensure that there is upskilling of your best employees of your infantry. They are your ambassadors. They are going to be your spokespersons as we step out, as we interact, as we deliberate in terms of our business as usual, in terms of our company affairs, right? So recruitment forms the first stage in the process which continues with selection and ultimately ceases with the placement of the candidate in the particular slot, in the particular job that has been described in the particular portfolio. Recruitment makes it possible to acquire the number and type of people necessary to ensure the continued operation of the organization. I'm saying it specifically slowly so that you are able to digest it and be able to understand the key buzzwords, to be able to understand the key differentiators when it encompasses into the overall projection of what the modus operandi of recruitment should be. When I say these various definitions or these different explanations, my friends, it's important that I put my skin into it because I'm putting my cap of being on the floor and of actually living the tale and talking the walk in terms of what actually transpired, how it transpired, why it transpired, what were our challenges, what were the difficulties, what were the good things that happened, how do we better the best. So the meaning and definition, in simple terms, recruitment is understood as a process for searching and obtaining applicants for jobs from among the available recruits. So there will be various people available, various job applicants available, various prospect employees available. Like you, my friends in the class, each one of you is a prospect employee. Each one of you is going to be a future leader, is going to be a future manager, is going to be a future senior leadership stakeholder. Each one of you is undertaking this program, this course, so that you can better your skills, so that you can get an overview and an understanding and maybe get insights into the merits of how do we get into recruitment and what are the benefits, merits and advantages and the brownie points in this interesting topic called recruitment.